Sure, abuti honestly.
With our own solutions, which then means there's no point of us having this discussion because you will not hear what we are saying. We are the foot soldiers. We are on the ground. All of you here have bodyguards.
Be here. Can we also have that topic? Because it is the burning topic globally. It's not even just a South African topic. Can we have that topic about illegal immigrants who are here in this country running amok and causing commotion to South Africans?
The board takes away their certificate. Can our government accelerate the regulation of churches and traditional healers? Because you know what happens? A man of God, a man of the cloth or a traditional healer will be accused of a crime. They'll be arrested, they will go to court, they will get bail. When they come out, they stand on stage back in their church, they cause secondary victimization to their people.
The confidence that we had and the excitement that we had when we were coming here has been taken away from us because the process seemed to be limiting us. The process seemed to be guiding us as to what we need to say, how we need to say it. I sensed this, I had this feeling yesterday when we met in the labs.
ANC has been in power for more than 15 years and nothing has happened in 15 years. So if this is the platform to raise each and every concerns without holding back, then we will raise those concerns, Chair.
President, I think it is over lihlazo. And then I would like to thank the person who advised into comrade to it, he must come back. Because for us, it is over lihlazo nakuyo.
Everybody, speaking in front of you, my name is Sihle Sibisi. I am a founder of a civil society organization called Kwanele Foundation. We applaud the government for bringing us together for such a dialogue. But our wish is, I heard people saying they've got an app, we can use it on the grassroots, but what about Ugogo Ekaya? Ugogo will not know how to use that app. Number two, my question is, before we talk, what are we saying about the elephant in the room? Where we are sitting in our country right now, outside Maponya Mall, they are torching down taxis because they are revenging the death of the e-hailing driver. What are we saying about the elephant in the room of undocumented citizens that are in the country? Where South Africans, 70% of the files in our local clinics belong to non-South African citizens. I would personally like to not own a medical aid, but I'm subjected to own one because the clinics are full. What are we saying if the president of Tanzania can say spaza shops, saloons, everything belongs to the Tanzanian nation? Why is South Africa not making that stance? I had hoped that our Honorable Cyril Ramaphosa was going to emphasize on that. South Africa, we are broken. And yes, we are speaking from traumas because some of us are forced to take our kids to private schools because if a school is right across our home, they will tell us the school is full because it's full of non-South African children.
Yes.
Then we are now subjected to being financially crippled because our government, all you do is talk, but the implementation.
Thank you so much to the speaker.
Finally, my question is,
I'm going to ask you to wrap it up.
in our groups that you are going to put us in, will the entire cabinet that we see here be part of the plenary? Or are you guys going to leave us to discuss on our own and we come up with our own solutions, which then means there's no point of us having this discussion because you will not hear what we are saying. We are the foot soldiers. We are on the ground. All of you here have bodyguards. We don't have bodyguards. We had a colleague who came here from 3 a.m. in the morning.
All right,
we are
thank you
foot
so
soldiers.
much.
We know what's happening on the ground. And if you say it's a national dialogue for us, you can't shut us down. It's said that you are here because 2026 elections are coming. So you're trying to buy our silence.
All right, thank you so much. Let's give that a hand. And then I'm just going to pause here because this is what we want. This is the dialogue we have been called to do. We are in plenary. We're not going to go into dialogue now because I'm going to give you the reason.
This is not a dialogue. I have a question, ma'am.
You
I have
may
a
answer-
question. No, I have a question before anybody.
Excuse me.
Listen. No, excuse me.
We will-
Excuse me. First, you need to read the pedagogy of the oppressed. This process must be dialogical. It must not be one-sided. You don't come to talk down on us here. Number one. Number two, we are 4 members of the Rastafari community here. We are all bundled up into one theme. We represent a nation of Rastafari of 3 million South African Rastafarians. We can't go under one theme. We have issues that cut across everything that needs to be dialogued here. You don't decide for us. Nothing for us without us. Simple as that. And for the last time, this is a dialogue. Spend more time listening to us than telling us what to do. Stop talking down on us.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thanks to the last 2 speakers, the feeling, the passion, the emotion, the anger, the frustration, all of those are part of who we are. They are part of the dialogue. They are part of the process. There'll be awkwardness, there'll be discomfort, there will be all of these things. So now, what needs to happen if we are to take all of those energies somewhere is to ensure that there's a manageable process where all of these things have a place to land, to be processed and to be harnessed from negative energy to positive energy that really solves our issues. It's not going to happen in one plenary session. It's not going to happen because we raise things in a particular way.
Exactly.
What I'm appealing for, therefore, is that we trust in the process. These 10 themes are exactly, these thematic labs are exactly the platforms where we zoom in deeper to frame the questions. One person may have a perspective on why there's a health crisis. Someone else will have another perspective. We may think, yes, there's a big unemployment crisis, which we all agree on. But how does it affect people differently? How do we get to the fine texture of that? A big hall like this is not going necessarily to take us there. So the process that we're asking that we follow is exactly a process, Mr. Rastafarian, which will enable all of us to talk.
Yes.
So if we go to those 10 thematic areas as different groups, we will get a chance to talk. And then afterwards, tomorrow, we will come back and bring a report. And afterwards, there's a proposal for a deep process of thousands of dialogues where we can call in the Deputy President, where we can call in the government ministers, the MECs, the mayors, and so on, so that they can be accountable. So that's a long process, colleagues. And importantly, this is only the first convention. It is the kick-off of the national dialogue process. It is not the main substance of the national dialogue process. Let's keep that in mind. Let's not feel that this opportunity is the one opportunity I can get Deputy President to listen to my anger. There's a 9-month process that has been laid out. And what we're shaping is exactly a vessel where all of us, as leaders of our sectors, take society forward through a process of dialogue that's deep, that's proper, that enables listening to each other and finding solutions. That's
So
my
we
appeal,
thank
colleagues.
you.
Thank you.
We thank you for your dialogue and continue the dialogue after lunch. Please, please, that's what we...
Okay. Thank you. I'm advised by the people in the room we will not have a response then in that instance. Thank you. You are kept. I've heard you. And I've also said we will not have the response then. Can we please go ahead?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm glad that Mazibuko and Michonel are back on stage because I'm seconding most of what you were saying there, Namalanga. I think we have to acknowledge that in that second slide, one of the things that is happening in this room and in the country is a trust deficit between the players of this dialogue or convention. No? And so I was going to make a proposal. No? It would have been right to have our thematic groups. We've started our own WhatsApp group, for example. We were already discussing who could possibly represent us on this platform, even if it's a 5-minute stint. No? But it's fine. So we were suggesting that the rough documents and notes that were taken in our dialogues be put on some kind of public online platform so people can see the truth of what was spoken in those rooms. Yeah? And we would like that to please go up before the problem statement is put together. And now I'm being mobilized by the point of Gamalanga and saying, maybe the problem statement also is circulated to a group of us that can support the writing. So that also it gives you the language of how we talk about these issues and try to address them. No? Yeah. My proposal around process is that I actually think we must reconfigure the program and see if there is an opportunity for those dialogue labs to get a moment to do, even if it's a blitz feedback here. And then we rejig the PowerPoint before it goes back to our constituencies.
Okay. Thank you. I reckon.
Hi, Speaker. Just quickly, focusing on what's on the screen. I think it was the last section, 22, but I find it very, very concerning, especially with yesterday as well, where the environmental justice section was put with land section. To have in little brackets there, alongside human rights, governance, etc., and then in brackets, the only one out of everything there, the environment. I'd like to remind everyone in this room that we all rely on the water in this country. We all rely on the sun for our fields, and we all rely on our rivers, oceans, etc. for tourism and a variety of other things. And for that to be put in its own little section amongst all of these very big human rights governance issues is going to mean that the environment once again is excluded and put in the back of the conversation. And as a youth, we don't stand for that. Thank you.
We are moving. We recognize that the climate sector and environmental justice sector is not sufficiently represented, and we have made a note of that. Again, what we will do in this process is make a note of all of those sectors and ensure that they are captured. Can we please move to the next speaker?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nokalo Mfotwa. I'm a youth activist, and I'm also with Fossil Free South Africa. But my comment was to caution against going too far in extending the number of people that end up in a steering committee, because I feel it would render us ineffective. A steering committee that has too many people will end up not making any decisions, not taking any actions, not implementing anything. So as we look for our inclusivity, and because we do want the inclusivity, but we should be careful to not go too far in extending it and end up with 50 people that never reach quorum for any decision. Thank you.
Thank you. The end of the row was recognized.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nkosikazi Nondumiso Nopongongonyama from the Abatembo Bagatalingebwe Tumtata. I'm a senior traditional leader. My concern was around the roadmap. I've got an issue on that one. According to the statistics, the land under the traditional leadership is made up of 74%, according to the stats. And we are talking about villages. When we talk of villages, and then they are very vast. Now, if we are saying the dialogue should be conducted in accordance with wards, it means I'm at Ward 19. Ward 19 is made up of 32 villages, which are 100 kilometers away from each other. So I would recommend that we talk of Amakomkulu, we talk of Indawo Zenkosi to hold these dialogues for village people. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Chair, I have a question and a comment / recommendation. The question
sorry to interrupt your word. If I could please ask for order.
Yeah, the question, because we see there's a problem with this selection of steering committee selection, which I understand why. Is the fear from the people that they will be represented by the incompetent people. They do not even know, because remember the caucus is something that we will be organizing right here now, which means we'll be electing people that we do not know their capabilities and their abilities, even their experience to lead us in each and every sector. So the question, what is the rush to this election of the steering committee? Remember, the president has just opened the national dialogue officially. So now the comment and the recommendation is that why don't we do the bottom-up process of electing the steering committee, which means starting from the wards, because the wards, they will be electing people that they know, and then going to the district, going to the national. Thank you.
Nungu, you are capturing? Thank you for your patience and thank you for your order. It is allowing us to move quickly. I recognize again the speakers in this block. I've announced the order in which we'll do this. I'm coming to you. Can I please now go to this block? It's the front row block. If there are any speakers from this block, please do raise your hands. It's this block at the end. I do not see any hand raised. We will move. Can I please then ask the speaker in front to be recognized first within that block? And then there's another hand that's towards the back in the fourth row, I think. If that will be the second hand, I will come back again. Baba Ngagbon.
Thank you. The issue I want to raise is that this dialogue is a reflection of the space disabled people hold in society. We are in a room that is trapped with ableism, that disabled people cannot even move freely. For example, the very platform that you said people will go to that block, disabled people who are even wheelchair users won't even be able to go there, which tells you exactly the muted voices. Yesterday I could not participate here because I was trapped in a hall with stairs and I could not even be allowed to come here because there was nothing to bring us here. So our voices were present but muted whilst present, just so that this hall can say disabled people were there to decorate with their chairs, but their voices were not there, was not present. And I hope that as we move forward with this dialogue, when we go to these areas and the villages, that it will be in venues where disabled people can be able to air their voices. Because at the moment, I cannot shy away from the feeling that I feel like a stray dog or a stray cat who just roams the road and seen as a nuisance. And even when fed, it is fed not out of care, but of getting the rats out and making sure that there is a ticket box exercise. Our voices are not heard. I just want to raise that. Thank you.
Thank you. You are recognized, Speaker. We are sending a microphone to you. Your 1 minute will start momentarily. There at the back. Asha, if you can go, it's the person with the black shirt. There, the row you're at. Here, the person standing.
No, thank you very much, Chair. My name is Sisapam. I just want to say broadly, we welcome the process of self-selection and self-regulation because we are here today. You can see that this process of electing without selecting are unable to insulate us from political grandstanding. So we must at all costs try, as we represent the broader society, insulate ourselves from that. But we must also appreciate that this is a process and we must, on an ongoing basis, outside of the steering committee, generally as the public, make sure that we enhance the process, because all other challenges, we will see them as we go on. But we must make sure that we insulate ourselves from political vulnerability so that this process becomes a rooted process of the people, because the people at all material times must and shall govern. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to thank you for your cooperation. We can now hear many voices. I'd like to move to this row, this block next. The comrade here in red in the front, and then if we could go at the back row, the second last row.
Thank you so much. I'd like not to be addressed as a comrade because Many of us here come from different institutions, and we would want to be associated with an organization that ranks number 16 as most corrupt in the world. While we can sit here and discuss as South Africans, we must understand that when we leave, we go to communities where there are people who shouldn't be here in South Africa, who are causing chaos, who are running amok, killing people, raping children, the children that died in Soweto, the people that died in Merimi squatter camp. We are having our people being killed and raped by foreign nationals. And that should also be the topic, because those people are in South Africa relying on the South African taxpayer, and they shouldn't be here. Can we also have that topic? Because it is the burning topic globally. It's not even just the South African topic. Can we have that topic about illegal immigrants who are here in this country running amok and causing commotion to South Africans?
I would like to, before we move to the next speaker, Baba, I recognize the speaker in the second last row. So if we could please start there, we will do another round. Can I please ask for order in the room?
Thank you, Chair. My name
before
is
you go ahead,
Reframing.
Speaker, if you could kindly give me a second. Can I please ask for order in the room? We have agreed as House rules that we will not heckle each other. It does not matter what the point is that the speaker is making. Whether you are in agreement or not is irrelevant. This is a people's dialogue process. Citizens will lead regardless of their opinions. So I will let it go this time, but the next person to heckle, I will ask you to remove yourself from the room. Can we please proceed?
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. My name is Eric Motswani.
Sorry. Can we please have the mic just a bit louder? I'm struggling to hear.
It's fine now. Thank you. Good morning, Chair. My name is Eric Motswani from SABOA, South African Bus Operators Association. I realize that public transport is a bit conflated. I request that the public transport sector be a standalone item for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. This is noted. I will again move in the order that I have indicated already, so we will come to this block next. I know that there have been two hands that have been up the longest here, so I will recognize this speaker first, and then you will decide between the two of you. Thank you. I will recognize the second speaker. I also recognize that our EPGs would like to speak. I would like to ask, in the interest of order, that we do it in the order of the blocks that we are moving in. If we could please just hold on. There is another speaker here who I will recognize. I've seen the hand already. This speaker is reliant on the interpreter, and so I also recognize that. If I can please come to you in the next round.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Sihle Sibisi, Kwanele Foundation. I saw on your slide there you wrote woman/GBV. Can we educate you? It's not just GBV, it's GBVF, gender-based violence and femicide. And for you to say women/GBVF is wrong, because it happens to all genders. So it cannot be put in isolation. I wanted to raise the issue of one issue that I think our government needs to radical reform and rapid response to is the regulation of churches and traditional leaders. I'll make an example. I am an educator by profession, so it means I am ruled by South African Council of Education, which is a SACE. If a medical doctor does something wrong, their board takes away their certificate. Can our government accelerate the regulation of churches and traditional healers? Because you know what happens? A man of God, a man of the cloth, or a traditional healer will be accused of a crime. They'll be arrested, they will go to court, they will get bail. When they come out, they stand on stage back in their church, they cause secondary victimization to their people. How do they do this? They will say
say, I was in prison, my God vindicated me. And then the very people will say, hey, touch not my papa, my daddy, my anointed. So the reason for regulation is to make sure that if a man of God or a woman of God or a traditional leader is accused of a crime, they must have a body to report to. And then a certificate must be removed to say, until you are found not guilty, you must not be standing in that church preaching anywhere until you are found not guilty. But the sad thing is that the reality before us, the elephant in the room, our government is lagging with this because they rely on mega churches for votes. So these mega pastors who are doing these gruesome crimes, you will lag and slack behind, because right now it's voting season. We are approaching it. So you're going to turn a blind eye to them. And another sad thing,
I apologize
corruption is within us here.
I apologize
Corruption
for
is
interrupting
within
you.
us here.
Your time
when
is...
we spoke of corruption, that our government, there's corruption within them, we saw our DP walk out.
Can I kindly
what about
interrupt
the
you?
monies in the mattresses?
Speaker, can I
What
interrupt
about-
you, please? I'm
Thank you
asking
so
you in
much.
the interest of time. I have intervened, and I will remind speakers again that I will ask for you to be removed from the room if you do not observe the time limit. I understand we are here to represent our issues, but we should also respect one another. I have recognized the next speaker, but if I can please ask for a 1-minute break. Before we go there, I just need to hear what I'm being told from the floor. I would like to move to the next speaker. Can this mic please be, it's on?
Thank you very much. My name is Colette Litlujani. I'm with the Human Rights Institute.
Sorry, Ma'am Colette, can you please give me a moment? You are recognized.
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Colette Litlujani. I'm with the Human Rights Institute of South Africa. I would like to say that I thank you for what you are doing. I think the leadership role that you are playing has saved us from frustration. And I would like you to maintain this, to do this without fear, independently, because we have nominated you to stand there and represent us. So this program must run orderly. Those who are coming to present, let them present and not assume your roles, because you are a chairperson. Chair the proceedings as you are doing. So that's what I wanted to acknowledge. So the important thing that I wanted to emphasize is we need to remind ourselves all the time that we are here because of collapse structures of the civil society, government institution, and corruption is one of the cancerous problems that we have faced, and we should not leave this place babysitting it. I was concerned when I saw our own deputy president walking out with this delegation. Such situation, how are we going to talk about restorative justice? These people, should they fear that their issue is not going to go anywhere? We're not going to be addressing. So we need that kind of respect, because we are dealing with the ills of our nation. So we should not leave it. It has destroyed our social fabric and so forth. The other issue that I want to bring, the last one, persons with disabilities. We need to recognize persons with albinism. Albinism is not disability. My colleague has been sensitizing me. Let's see how we incorporate that so that they speak for themselves. And the elderly do not have a voice, and they need to be represented. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm moving to this block next. I also recognize the speakers in the other blocks. Again, I would like to refer to the model that we are using. We are going block by block. I'm recognizing this block. If I could please recognize the speaker in the front row whose hand I saw first, and then the second hand I saw was in the back row in the middle. Can we kindly go in that order you are recognized?
Sawubona unjani. Comrade Chunara from the ANC. I just want us to be very wary of grandstanding and anti-revolutionary tactics. I also want us to commend the organizing committee for bringing this vitally important dialogue to us, the people of the Republic, in the University of the Republic. And let us all do our absolute best in our respective fields. Inkosi siyabonga.
Thank you. Again, I would like to remind you that this is going to be a respectful session. Can I please recognize the speaker in the middle, in the back row? That is the speaker I have recognized.
Thank you very much.
Follow that. I was not recognizing you, but the person next to you.
Sanbonan Tempan Gahle. A point I would like to put out there is that we need to acknowledge the placements and the main reason why we are here, and the failure for participation on some of the parties that were invited. But in we have a duty here, is that we need to focus and we need to acknowledge the responsibility we have for yesterday and today. And we need to be present when we are presenting our solutions, and we need to pinpoint the most critical issues of our nation. And also remember that we can't fix all 10 of them at one time. At least we need to prioritize at least 5 that we can start with, like empowerment, like the infrastructure that is falling apart, that you guys are talking about. We need to focus on community safety. We know when we sort out this one will automatically repay itself, like the crime. What if we create employment? What about the crime rate? You know, we need to come up with solutions. Solutions. That's to the youth that is representing the next generation, my generation. So we shouldn't be here. Let us be realistic. We can't focus on all 10. At least 5 for now, and then another 5 as time goes.
Thank you. I will now move to this block at the back. I recognize the speaker that is sitting on the stairs, and then I recognize the speaker that is here in front in the green.
Can I go? Yeah. Good morning, sisters and brothers. I'm Fatima from the Cape Flats Women's Movement. And so thank you to the people who thought through the process. So there's 2 suggestions from my side. My one concern is because we're choosing our representatives in sectors, we don't have an eye on what that steering committee will look like when it's collated. No, so I'm concerned about issues of gender and age. So if we look around the room, the average age is, I think we're in our 50s here. And the majority of us, apologies to the people not in their 50s yet, but it's a, comrades, the point I'm making is,
can we please protect the speaker?
sorry for offending people. The point I'm making is we live in a country with the biggest demographic is young people. No? So I want us to use the opportunity of the steering committee to bring young people into the process. And my proposal is that every person who gets elected has to co-opt the young person from their sector, and that person shadows the process. So I've heard the concerns about making the steering committee too big. The youth delegations don't have to be a formal part of the steering committee, but in a way, you know, we're nurturing I'm assuming lots of this will be online in any case. And my second suggestion is that after the nominations come through, there is a review of the steering committee for composition. I'm very concerned that we're going to get a lot of men on this committee, or women will be excluded and so on. So I do think there must be a process afterwards that gives that body the mandate to co-opt people on to represent geography, race, gender, age, because these are the things that matter in our country. We can't leave it to chance. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize the speaker in the green jacket at the third row.
Thank you very much, and congratulations, Comrade Enzio, for holding this space for us. We appreciate it. So my name is Bongiwe. I'm with the Hlanganisa Community Fund. My understanding from about this convention was that we were going to be coming here to put the building blocks for how the dialogue is going to unfold. I think one of the things we have started to do is to start to put the issues through the sectoral representation. I think I would like us to just reflect on whether this is the space to start thinking about sectors and how we divvy up, the different sectors, the representation, and so on and so forth. I would like us to spend a bit more time thinking about some of the principles that are going to underpin this dialogue and how people get consulted. I would like to think that the sector representation does not mean that the sectors that have not been nominated and represented will not be consulted. And therefore, for me, the question of inclusivity is not how big the steering committee becomes in terms of sector representation. The question of inclusivity comes from how are we going to reach out through those thousands of dialogues that we're talking about. How are we going to ensure that the voice of those people or ordinary South Africans are actually heard and not necessarily through the sector? Just the sector representation. Thank you, comrades.
I would now like to go to the next block again. I would like to articulate that I have not skipped anybody. This block has not been recognized yet. So I'm recognizing this block next. The speaker in front, I had recognized you earlier. If you could please go first. And then the speaker just in the middle of the row, if you could please go next. Yes. So you will be the second speaker.
My name is Nelly Kwedi, the founder of Uphakamandota Foundation. Yazi, ndicela ungayi English, sorry for those who can't understand the English. Right now, sifakwe ebhotileni, safakwa yafakwa amaphepha, yafakwa isanti, sahlohlwa, yavalwa, yogqaywa emanzini. It's like we are asked to heal. Abusive relationship whereby your husband who is better, the same perpetrator is coming back and say, please baby, heal. Sizawuqala dialogue right now. The same government who's abusing us is the same way also leader this dialogue. Because ngeli xesha bazabe bekhetha ngalabantu kuzawukhethana naphakwa government. Sibuye thina sithi kubhlungu apha. How do I tell you kubhlungu phi kodwa nguwe ndibethayo? Awundingombi xa ugqiba ungomba uphinde uthi ncede nkosikazi ndiyakuthanda. Okokugqibela, I'm not sure whether I'm angry or I'm hurt. Udeputy kuthethwa nge-corruption, then he's leaving the room. Andazi noba uyasidelela okanye akasihloniphi, ndisayikhangela kodwa ndikayifumani apho ikhoyo. Kule ndawo ndikuyo ndithi masingabi muncu bethu nana, masingadlalwa ngugovernment, mangathi apha uzosihila amanxeba kodwa nguye wenzileyo. Enkosi.
Can I please have order ahead of the next speaker? Can I please have order ahead of the next speaker?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm not going to add to your stress. It's David Abrams from the Cape Crime Crisis Coalition. So, Chair, there are just three proposals that I want to make. The first is, Chair, just read the room here. There's a lot of people that are very distrustful of top-down stuff. So, and a lot of the way things are presented, maybe it's not your fault. gives that impression of top down. So just be aware of that. The second thing, Chair, is I think we all know that the real work isn't in the National Steering Committee. It's what's going to happen on the ground in the areas that we come back. There's this focus on the Steering Committee. I'm not quite sure why. So the second point that I haven't heard people talk about or give any guidelines about is about how is the national dialogue process going to be constituted at a provincial level, at a local level? Is this National Steering Committee going to be reproduced? The sectors, we haven't heard anything about that, right? Because at that level, there's actually the space to increase the sectors massively and so on, to disaggregate sectors and all of those kinds of things. So give that space. The second issue that you must do is, and this is to the EPG, give people at the local level the space to design our own processes. Don't come here, now those, that stuff that you presented are guidelines, those are guidelines. We're going to go back and we're going to design our own process that suits local conditions. Give us that space to do that. Don't mother us from the top. We're not going to like that. We're going to oppose that. Ne? Just give us the space to do that.
Thank you. I am now going to go to the next block. I will then come to the middle block and end with the block in the middle, at the back in the middle. So in this block, if I could please recognize, Mrs. Brenda, I see your hand, but you'd spoken already today, so I'm going to the speaker behind you. And then if I can have the student in the back of the hall.
Thank you.
I have not forgotten anybody. I do apologize to the speaker. I am trying to ensure that there is equity in the room and each block gets the opportunity to speak. I have already said that I will return for another round. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Pindile Khoza. I'm from Mpumalanga, Bushbuck Ridge. I'm from the CSF in the women's sector. Okay, firstly, can we request that you please add the men's sector? Secondly, I just feel like the confidence that we had and the excitement that we had when we were coming here has been taken away from us because the process seemed to be limiting us. The process seemed to be guiding us as to what we need to say, how we need to say it. I sensed this, I had this feeling yesterday when we met in the labs, that the things that, like, they have structured everything. It's like everything has already been figured out for us. And remember, we are still going back to our communities to have these dialogues. So if we don't have that confidence that this process is going to be fruitful, that this process is worth taking place, then how are we going to have the confidence to go and have these dialogues back at home and convince our people that whatever we're talking about will be addressed and things are going to change? So I just want to plead that can we please be given a space to express ourselves, so that, because we have already had discussions back at home and we already know what we want to talk about. So if you're going to limit us, then you are putting us in a bottle. Thank you.
Before I recognize the next speaker, I have received a note explaining the departure of the acting president. I would like to share it with you. If I can please ask for the same respect I am affording you. If I can please ask for the same respect I am affording you. If I can please ask for the same respect that I am affording you. I see that there is not an appetite for the response. I so will ask the team to disseminate the message on SMS, as we have that function available to us, and we will proceed. If we can please recognize the speaker.
Okay.
Can I please ask for us to respect the speaker?
Greetings to everyone that is here, all the elders and the youth. My name is Lishabela Sandra, and I am the National RCA President, representing each and every learner in the Republic of South Africa. You know, Chair, representing the youth, we feel very disrespected. This is supposed to be a dialogue. Now let me emphasize to you what a dialogue is. We speak our
if I could please ask
concerns.
for you to pause. Can I please ask that we give her the opportunity to speak? Thank you.
We be given an opportunity to speak and raise our concerns, and then the particular person in which we are addressing those concerns to listens. Now, this is one thing that the ministers and the head of state of this country needs to understand. They are living off a salary that they are paid by the people of the Republic of South Africa. So the least that they could do is to sit in and listen to the concerns of the people of the Republic of South Africa. Chair, I want to oppose to what the gentleman there at front said. He said we should say at least 5 things and then focus on them. The ANC has been in power for more than 15 years and nothing has happened in 15 years. So if this is the platform to raise each and every concerns without holding back, then we will raise those concerns, Chair. Chair, and another thing that we need to understand, that whatever that we're harvesting for right now, whatever that we're laboring for right now, it is for the youth. So if the president thinks that we as the youth, we're going to get into the same environment and pay the very same tax that is killing our parents, then he must be completely delusional. It is not a secret. It is not a secret. It is a fact that can never be changed in history that the government is ineffective and corrupt. How are we as the youth supposed to trust these people with this very same dialogue? Right now we've raised so many issues, but the only thing that was aligned there at top was unity. How is unity going to solve the issue of unemployment? How is unity going to solve the issue of inequality? The only thing we need right now is effective leadership in the government. If they are failing, let them choose people who is going to represent South Africa very well. When the youth of the June 16 fought, they did not fight for this.
The time has passed. Thank you, Speaker. Can I call for order? Can I call for order, please? Can I call for order? Can I please call for order within the room? Thank you. I will recognize the block in the middle of the room now. Mekas, I know your hand was up and behind you, so I'll take those 2 hands. I'd recognize the speakers before. I do recognize that there's another hand. I will start with them in return. Can we please have a microphone? Yes, the mic will be passed to you. You are the second speaker.
Molweni nonke bethuna. Igama lam ndinguNomboniso Gasa. I stand here not on behalf of the EPG. I stand here as a citizen of this country. Okokuqala, I need to correct this. The EPG did not design the methodology. So we are not imposing anything or guiding anything so far. We did not design the methodology. Chair, I am hoping that the proposals that are coming up here will inform how the roadmap and other processes are unfolding. So in that spirit, as a citizen of this country, I would like to make the following points, and please tell me when I'm abusing the time and then just cut me off. Okokuqala, the roadmap. We need to ensure that the roadmap is informed by the special and the demographic realities of this country. Unkosi umama pha from Edalindyebo has already indicated this. So the idea that only 3 wards cannot work from the part of rural South Africa in the Eastern Cape where I come from. So we need to adapt the roadmap. And the adaptation of the roadmap is not a nice to add. Actually, it is fundamental to the roadmap. Secondly, the methodology. I appreciate the work that has gone into developing a methodology that can ensure that we have a framework of how we're going to interact with each other. But again, nale methodology. Andimboni umamfene in the way we were talking yesterday. I cannot see the women and men of my village in the way that roadmap was, what that is structured. So I would like to suggest that the roadmap is taken as a guide, but also you adapt it, that it is adaptable, that we do not follow it rigidly, and we realize that there are cultures and forms of expression in this country that are very important, and they will help us in getting people's experiences as we want them. No, that's fine. I do want to talk about the age thing. Indeed, I'm in my late 50s, knocking on 60, and on the departure hall to the world of the ancestors. However, I would like to believe that there are experiences that older South Africans have that can help us here. So we need a balance in ensuring that the future charts the way forward. Because to be honest with you, the future that we're charting, I won't be here. It's your future. But at the same time, we build on the work that has happened. Everything so far in these last 2 days has been very young people dominated. And that's fine. But we should make sure that the roadmap includes older South Africans because there are experiences and views there that are important. Thank you.
Thank you. If I can ask for just a minute before the next speaker, just for the switchover. Okay, you may go ahead. Can I please ask for order?
Is it on? Okay. Sanbonani, igama lami uLungile Peacewith Maquba.
Can I please ask for order? I cannot hear the speaker.
Thank you. My preferred name is Peace, and my pronouns are they, them. I am from an organization called Iranti, and I am a representative of the intersex community in Africa. And the intersex community, for those who do not know, are a very marginalized group. Intersex people are people born outside of the binary in terms of sex characteristics, meaning that it is people that do not fit the binary mold of male or female. And not many people know about this, not many people are aware of this, and this is why I am very honored and privileged to be here to represent the intersex community. The intersex community faces challenges from childbirth, and so I do not know whether to put intersex issues under youth and children, because it does not necessarily fit perfectly into the LGBTQI space. However, it does for intersex adults. Intersex children
Order. Can I kindly call for order? Could I please call for order? Can I please call for order? I would like to recognize His Excellency the Acting President of the Republic of South Africa and continue with the Speaker.
Thank you. I would like to repeat again which community I serve. I am working for the intersex community. The intersex community are the people that are born outside of the binary based on their sex characteristics. So it is visible for some intersex people at birth who are born with ambiguous genitalia, who are then forced to pick a binary. Parents are coerced to pick a binary for the children, which is intersex genital mutilation. And the other, there are many issues that intersex people face, and I would like to call on everyone in the room to address and come to me if you would like to include intersex into your programmatic work, because this affects children, this affects teenagers in schools who get bullied because other intersex people start to show that they're intersex at puberty, and that is when your body develops into menstrual cycle and all that other stuff. So some intersex people's bodies develop differently, and then they go through bullying, and then they drop out of school because of the harmful behavior that they
can
experience.
I please cut you off? I've given you more time because of the interruption. I now have a very tough task because the hands in this block have been raised for a very long time. So I'm going to ask for the indulgence of the room to take 4 speakers from this row, as they have really been there since the beginning and been patient with us. If you will allow me as your chair, we will proceed with 4 hands and then we'll close this round. Baba, you've been waving at me, I recognize you. Glasses. As the 3rd speaker, and then can I please have the speaker in front here with the beanie as the 4th speaker. I recognize, of course, that there are many of you who would like to speak. We will have to try and figure out a modality for another round. Okay, can I please start with the 1st speaker?
Thank you very much.
Can you please give me 1 second? I'm just trying to check what the issue is.
My colleague here at SEPO has been raised, he has raised his hand for a very long time. So you took 2 speakers from there, and then again you took the 2nd round, and then you are here. And then he has been raising his hand for a very long time. Please accommodate him.
I appreciate the issue that is being raised by the speaker. I did recognize him in the previous round, and I'm aware that his hand has been up. In order to keep order in the room, I have to follow the sequence of the room. So please allow me a few more minutes and I will come back to you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, family, and greetings, Angel. Thank you for the amazing job you're doing. And I wish I could have spoken in my own language, but it was taken away 400 years ago. But let me continue with the Western. I greet and acknowledge each and every one in this room, even those who are not here. Thank you, and my deepest condolences to the Bishop's family. My name is Marshall Nelson. I'm a founder of Youth Media Movement. I work in the education space. I work nationally with young people in aviation, drone, STEM, and safety awareness, and I've engaged extensively with communities across provinces. I fully appreciate the importance of sectorial representation of the steering committee, and it brings depth and expertise. I would like to propose that we also include, it was mentioned, but I just want to highlight it again, provincial representatives. The value of this is, while sectors reflect thematic priorities, provinces reflect geographic and contextual realities. The same sector often faces very different challenges, like in Limpopo compared to where I'm from, Western Cape. Including provincial voices would ensure our dialogue outcomes are grounded in live realities, and it also strengthen the link between national decisions and local implementation. This isn't about replacing or diluting sectoral voices, but complementing them with provincial perspectives so that together we build a process that is both representative and practical. I love you all. Thank you.
I recognize the speaker in the middle of the row at the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. Thank you, sir. My name is Sihle Mieni. I am a South African citizen, ordinary South African citizen. I believe that we are having this conversation because of the nomination of the steering committee. And I truly believe that we cannot have a committee that is based on sectoral basis. People who should be in the committee should be able to represent everyone. And the terms of reference, I'm not sure about the committee, but I truly believe that it is about steering the dialogue itself and not represent a certain sector. I myself, all the sectors that were there affect me one way or the other. I truly believe that we should be representing, looking at the logistics. Every province, if not every district, if not every municipality, to be represented so that it would be easy to facilitate this dialogue as per wards, as per district, and everything else. And during this dialogue, that is when we are going to have all the sectors represented. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear fellow South Africans. My name is Dion Klutter. I work in the research community and think tank community. I represent
my apologies, Dion, if you could please hold the mic closer.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dion Klutter. I represent the research and think tank community, specifically the South African Institute of International Affairs, as well as Stellenbosch University. My questions relate to the word that we keep on hearing throughout this whole process. How was the process designed? How was it constituted? Although we see that the pre-national dialogue community has been formed, how was it formed? How was it selected? And how can we make sure that as we move along, we actually contribute to this process in a clear, concise, and transparent manner to increase the opportunity for everybody in South Africa to better understand how the process will unfold. Then also, there has been a rather, although I don't mind the eminent persons group, what I think is that could have also been more participatory in the way it was constructed, and that all South Africans could have had the opportunity to have a say in how that process unfolded. Moving forward, we have the opportunity to, rather than a forced process leading to the roadmap, we gave feedback yesterday on the modalities and the process design. Was that process feedback taken on, and in what ways can we still have the opportunity to kindly have serious input in the research process, design and methodologies going forward, so that each and every South African can be heard? Thank you.
Thank you. Can I please have the final speaker in that block?
My name is Lutando Mtlane from the Northwest, from the district Ibizwa Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, from the municipality Ibizwa Devakutan Pakame, but I read the rules mole. No one spoke about Hore Eme, but it's fine, Keta Ema. No, it's fine. It's fine. From the JB Max municipality. Please, you can call me comrade because of I understand the comrade is a community, a friend. So you are my friend. You can call me a comrade. We are having an issue. I'm having Ikati, I'm an usher. And then it's a problem for me because of I'm a delegate in this dialogue. So we sonke from the JB Max CPWA into Ibizwa and Asha. And then secondly, I would like to applaud this community. You must not tell us about the love letter you were given about the acting president. Ngoba I think ibizoba lihlazo. And then I would like to thank the person who advised into comrade wethu ukuthi he must come back, because as for us ibizoba lihlazo nakuyo. Not everyone lives at districtini or opila nationally or opila regionally. We are all from the local municipality. Now I'm saying these things because of I've heard a lot of speakers saying this thing cannot be from bottom or up or njanjani, but so sonke, we are from the local municipalities and we are here as delegates. So to wrap up, bendicela ukuthi if ever we are going for nomination as a delegate or as a interim committee, can we please go for by province? We are from which province, and then the geographical spread nayo.
I think you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing. Sure, I would be honest.